Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for December 12th. December 12th is the 346th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 347th in leap years, with 19 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is hyperbole. Hyperbole is a noun that means extravagant exaggeration, like mile-high ice cream cones, or she cooked enough food to feed an army. Now, I've had a fairly decent idea as to what the word hyperbole means and its etymology, so I was surprised to see the introduction of a character from the 5th century BC named Hyperbolus. Hyperbolus is described as a rabble-rousing Athenian politician known to history as a demagogue, which, bonus word, is a leader or someone in a prominent position who back in that time is said to have championed the cause of the common people. Over the centuries, though, demagogue has come to refer to someone who makes use of popular prejudices and false claims and promises in order to gain power. Either way, Hyperbolus is known to history as a demagogue, so it's easy to assume that his name was evolved into the word hyperbole, but that's a red herring. Red herring, by the way, is another bonus word that we'll look at more in depth on another day, but for today's purposes, red herring means a distraction that has nothing to do with the matter at hand. So Hyperbolus and his over-the-top ways is a distraction that has nothing to do with the origin of the word hyperbole. Hyperbole comes to the English language from Latin, who got it from Greek, words that meant to exceed and to throw, or to throw over or beyond, and that was meant to describe an obvious exaggeration in rhetoric. First known use of the word hyperbole is in the early 1400s. Hyperbole. The word hyperbole was suggested by Mr. Bowers, and if you have a word you'd like us to examine in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, Pennsylvania became the second state of the Union on December 12, 1787, when it ratified the U.S. Constitution. While Pennsylvania's largest city is Philadelphia, its capital is Harrisburg. Pennsylvania is the 33rd largest state by area, 5th most populous, 9th highest population density. Pennsylvania has mountains, is still about 60% forested, and has the most navigable rivers of any state in the nation. Pennsylvania's nicknames are the Keystone State or the Quaker State. King Charles II had named the land charter for what would become Pennsylvania after William Penn. Pennsylvania means Penn's Woods. Interestingly, William Penn was worried that people would think he named it after himself, and he wanted to call it New Wales. But the king, being king, wouldn't budge. So, Pennsylvania it was and is to this day. The government that William Penn established contained a couple of what were then innovations that have been seen as good ideas and have often been copied in the New World, and those are the County Commission and freedom of religious conviction. The Declaration of Independence was signed, and the United States Constitution was adopted at Independence Hall in Philadelphia, and we could certainly go on and on with interesting bits about Pennsylvania, but I think that's enough for now. Pennsylvania. This is the birthday of Francis Albert Sinatra, born December 12, 1915. He's been given the nicknames of Chairman of the Board or Old Blue Eyes. Honorifics like these are popular, especially in the music industry. Frank Sinatra is among the best-selling music artists with an estimated 150 million record sales in the genre of traditional pop, easy listening, jazz, swing, and big band. In addition to being a wildly popular singer, he's also entertained us as an award-winning actor in dramas and musicals. Years after his death, Sirius XM, a satellite and online radio company, has a channel called Seriously Sinatra, Channel 70 on Sirius XM, I believe, that features standards, jazz, and swing. Toward the end of his life, he experienced health issues as so many aging do, such as heart problems, breathing problems, and high blood pressure. Frank Sinatra passed in 1998 at the age of 82. Frank Sinatra. Now, Frank Sinatra had so many popular songs that were wildly popular, it's hard to choose just one, but I think today we'll go with My Way. The origin of this song is a 1967 French song by Jacques Revaux, Claude François, and Gilles Thibault, called Comme d'habitude, French for as usual. This was written originally in French as a song about routine in a relationship falling out of love. Paul Anka heard it in France in the late 60s, negotiated some rights to the song. Later, after a dinner with Frank Sinatra, at a time when Frank was seriously considering getting out of the business altogether, Paul Anka sat down with that song and, as I like to say, borrowed the mind of Frank Sinatra, as in, if Frank were writing this, what would he say? 4 hours later, he had the song called My Way. He called Frank on the phone and said, "Hey, I got something really special for you." Paul Anka's label thought that he should sing it, but he said, "No, this is a Frank Sinatra song." Frank recorded it in late December of 1968 in one take, mind you, and it came to be Frank Sinatra's signature song, even though it wasn't quite his favorite. So many other notable artists have covered this song, including Paul Anka. My own late uncle asked that this song be played at his memorial service, and indeed, some years surveys show that My Way has been the song most frequently played at funeral services in the UK. Mikhail Gorbachev's policy of allowing states in the Warsaw Pact to make their own policy decisions came to be nicknamed the Sinatra Doctrine, as each country would decide on its own which road to take. My Way by Frank Sinatra. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, check out the playlist that contains these videos, and I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again and all. See you next time. This is the birthday.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I wasn't talking to you. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for... Oh, where's your microphone? Okay. We don't want to say the same thing twice. Oh, get your microphone. What is it with you and this microphone? Okay, here we go. Okay, we are still recording. That's great. Okay. How about that? We'll have a lot to edit today. Cacophony is a sound. Oh, cacophony is a noun that you got to read it the right way. Let's start over. It's 8 o'clock, so all of the reminders are going to be dinging. I forgot to turn those off. Okay, stop it. It's 8 o'clock. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.